Hey movie fans! Welcome back to TMR. Today, we're diving into The Creator from 2023, a sci-fi thriller that's packed with intense emotion, stunning visuals, and a story that'll leave you thinking. If you're drawn to films that explore the clash between humanity and AI, the nature of war, and what the future might hold, you're in for a treat with this one. The Creator transports us to a world where a former soldier discovers a secret weapon, an advanced AI in the form of a young child, sparking a journey that's both thrilling and deeply moving. Sound intriguing? Before we jump into this breakdown, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always up to date with our latest movie recaps and reviews. And if you're as excited as I am to explore this film, give that like button a smash to show your support. Alright, let's dive into this roller coaster of a story. In the future, humanity has developed robots with advanced AI known as simulants. These simulants, or Sims, resemble humans thanks to face scanning technology, which lets people have their own likenesses replicated on these robots. Sims are no longer just workers, they become companions, athletes, and even law enforcement officers. In 2055, a government-created simulation triggers a nuclear explosion in Los Angeles, killing nearly 1 million people. This disaster leads Western countries to ban all forms of AI. However, New Asia continues to support AI development and treats Sims as equals. In response, the US begins a campaign to eliminate all Sims, frequently launching attacks on New Asia. A large space station called the Nomad becomes their primary weapon, scanning for Sims and eliminating them from orbit. The US military's top objective is to locate Nirmata, a scientist believed to be advancing AI technology. 10 years later, a group of American forces lands on New Asia's shores, while the Nomad watches from above. Joshua, a former soldier, lives nearby with his pregnant wife, Maya, who has a distinct tattoo. They hear a commotion, and Joshua gears up with his robotic limbs to check on their Sim allies, who are led by Haroon. Haroon's group has captured an American soldier, Drew, who refuses to share any information. As the Nomad approaches, the group prepares to leave, and Maya starts packing. Joshua criticizes Drew for not buying him more time, revealing that he, too, is an American soldier on a covert mission. Joshua's marriage to Maya was part of his mission because she is Nirmata's daughter. As American soldiers attack, Joshua radios their commander to stop, explaining that Nirmata isn't present. Maya overhears, furious that Joshua didn't quit the military as he promised. She aims a gun at him, but troops soon storm in, taking Joshua away. Maya escapes with the Sims, but the Nomad launches a missile at their boat, killing everyone aboard. 5 years later, Joshua is back in the United States, struggling to cope with PTSD. He takes medication and attends weekly therapy sessions. One day, while working as a cleaner at Ground Zero, he and a colleague find a robot pleading for mercy. The lifelike voice unsettles the workers, but Joshua quickly powers down the robot, reassuring them that it has no real feelings. They collect and destroy any robots they find. After work, Joshua goes home and watches videos of Maya, remembering how she once modified his robotic limbs. He recalls how he lost those limbs and his entire family in the LA explosion. Later, while swimming, he's approached by General Andrews and Colonel Howell, who ask for his help. They've learned that Nirmata is building a powerful weapon capable of destroying the Nomad, which would shift the balance of the war. Initially, Joshua refuses, reminding them that their actions led to his wife's death. But Howell then shows him a hologram proving Maya might still be alive and involved with the weapon's development. This revelation compels Joshua to join the mission. In the dead of night, Joshua joins Colonel Howell's team as they fly to New Asia. After landing in a field scanned by the Nomad, Joshua leads the troops to the lab. However, they find a town built over the site. The soldiers decide to force their way in, intimidating residents by holding them at gunpoint. At one point, McBride threatens a child, saying she'll harm her dog, which terrifies the young girl. Joshua notices the girl subtly pointing toward an altar. He turns a hidden totem, revealing the entrance to the lab. Once inside, the team follows a long hallway until they encounter a group of Sims, who they swiftly eliminate. Leaving McBride and Bradbury outside to stand guard, the team presses deeper into the lab. Joshua checks the security cameras and spots Maya, signaling she might be in the area. The group moves on, encountering more scientists behind locked, bulletproof doors. Joshua informs them that these doors can only be opened by facial recognition. One soldier, determined to gain access, cuts off the face of a deceased technician to use it. Meanwhile, Bradbury spots local police approaching and fires missiles, pretending to surrender. When officers attempt to arrest her, she launches additional missiles, killing all nearby Sims. More police soon arrive and open fire, forcing Bradbury into hiding. Back in the lab, Joshua and Shipley work on hacking a secured room, while the others fend off incoming guards. As their numbers dwindle, Shipley rushes to assist. Joshua manages to bypass the security and opens the vault, where he's surprised to find a young child watching TV. Shocked, he realizes this child is a Sim, a breakthrough never seen before. Suddenly, a scientist shoots Joshua, then quickly helps the child escape, instructing her to find Nirmata. Outside, the child witnesses the world for the first time, but also sees a fierce battle underway. Joshua follows her, hoping to find Maya among the fleeing scientists, but he doesn't see her. The team radios for evacuation, reporting their losses and requesting extraction before the Nomad attacks. Howell insists on checking something first, delaying their departure. Bradbury races back to the plane but is shot in the back as she boards. Just as the aircraft descends, a bomb detonates, killing her and disabling the plane. The Nomad bombards the area, causing Joshua to lose consciousness in the crash. The next morning, Joshua wakes up on a boat, with the robot child watching him from a distance. When he tries to send her away, she simply tosses a rock back at him. As he scans the area, he finds Shipley injured and carries him to an empty house to hide from police combing the surroundings. They hear a noise and turn to see the child, now watching TV. When Joshua turns it off, the child effortlessly switches it back on with a wave of her hand, revealing her unique powers. At that moment, Howell contacts Joshua, who realizes the child is the superweapon they were sent to destroy. As Joshua updates Howell on the child, Howell orders him to kill her. Before they can finish the conversation, Howell is ambushed by police and taken into custody along with McBride and Officer Buey. Back with Joshua, he hesitates, unable to kill the child, especially after noticing her drawing a scar that resembles Maya's. A nearby farmer Sim discovers them and promises to protect the girl, whom Joshua now nicknames Alfie because her ear resembles an alpha symbol. Joshua's translator alerts him to the farmer's intentions, prompting him to act first by shooting the farmer and notifying the police of their location. Joshua then asks Alfie where Maya is, and she responds that Maya is in Dang. Suddenly, the house is surrounded by police who open fire. Joshua grabs Shipley and Alfie, putting them into the farmer's truck. As they attempt to flee, the police throw a grenade, but a dog carries it outside, where it explodes, taking out the pursuing officers. As the truck moves, Alfie uses her powers to control it, allowing them to escape. Meanwhile, Howell and McBride overpower Buey in their transport van, taking control to resume their search for Joshua. Inside the truck, Shipley, gravely injured, points a gun at Joshua, insisting he needs medical help. Joshua explains they're too far from an American base, but offers to take him to a friend. Shipley's injuries prove fatal, and he dies shortly after. Spotting an oncoming vehicle, Joshua covers Alfie's robotic head with a hat to disguise her. Since she lacks a name, he decides to call her Alfie, inspired by the symbol on her ear. He approaches the driver with a gun, demanding a ride into the city. Shortly afterward, McBride and Howell find Shipley's body and the abandoned car. Howell uses a machine to transfer Shipley's mind into Buey's Sim body for 30 seconds. Seeing his own body shocks Shipley, who can only say that Joshua was taking him to see a friend before he dies again. That evening, the car is stopped at a checkpoint, as police have been alerted to Joshua and Alfie's descriptions. When an officer spots Alfie and asks her to remove her hat, Joshua hides in the back. Using her powers, Alfie shuts down the area's power, confuses the officers by sparking a sign, and then drives off into the city. Howell and McBride hear about their escape on the police radio, while another officer, Donor, finds the bodies on the roadside. Later, Joshua tries to ask Alfie where Dang is, but she stays quiet. When police appear, he pulls her onto a train to escape. While traveling, Joshua notices Sims who look like Maya, but they lack her unique characteristics. Alfie asks him serious questions, including if good people go to heaven. Joshua, feeling unworthy of heaven, reflects on his marriage to Maya and remembers giving her a wedding ring with a tracker inside. After they arrive in the city that evening, they see their images on police alerts. They're taken to a factory by a local who introduces Joshua to his friend Drew, who has shifted his views in favor of AI and is even dating a sim named Cammy. Joshua asks Drew to retrieve Maya's address from Alfie, but Drew reveals that Maya is supposedly dead and offers to locate her wedding ring instead. Despite Drew's claim, Joshua remains skeptical. Drew explains that although Alfie's abilities are limited now, she will eventually gain full control over technology from a distance. Meanwhile, Alfie tells Cammy someone is coming for her, which Cammy dismisses as a delivery. When she opens the door, a disguised buoy appears with police backup, hiding a bomb inside a food box. The bomb goes off, killing Cammy. The police rush in to capture Alfie, but Joshua intervenes, engaging in a fierce firefight while Alfie watches TV. Joshua manages to eliminate Buoy and fend off the officers. With more police en route, he grabs a grieving Drew and escapes with Alfie. As they flee, Howell and McBride enter the factory, and Howell attempts to hack Cammy's severed head for information. Drew's computer eventually locates the ring in Joshua's old house. When they arrive, Joshua quickly retrieves it from the wet floor, watching a security video of a past attack. Alfie warns him that soldiers are approaching. Angered, Joshua yells at her, but seeing her cry, he finally sees Alfie as a person and apologizes with a hug. Drew arrives to warn of an attack but is fatally shot. Before dying, he reveals that Maya is Nirmata, explaining the 5-year-old attack. Unable to tell Joshua before due to his love for her, Drew's death devastates him. As Joshua and Alfie attempt to flee, they're ambushed by Haroon's sim soldiers, and Joshua is knocked unconscious. In a dream, Joshua recalls Maya sharing how her father taught her about AI before he fled the war, leaving her to be raised by simulants who loved her as if she were human. Joshua wakes up in a ship's cell, where Haroon visits, revealing Maya's father was the first Nirmata. Upon his death, Maya took on the role and created Alfie to stop Nomad. The Nomad bomb in LA resulted from a coding error by humans, who then blamed the machines. Haroon assures Joshua that Sims wish for peace, not revenge, if they win the war. Haroon considers killing Joshua but stops when Nomad bombards their base. Joshua seizes the chance to escape, jumping into the water as soldiers shoot at him. Believing him dead, the boat departs. Later, Joshua sneaks around the city, witnessing humans and Sims coexisting peacefully. He sees people mourning dead robots and a Sim teacher educating children on harmony. At night, Joshua disables Haroon, intending to flee with Alfie on a boat. However, an alarm sounds as American forces arrive, and Alfie spots tanks attacking homes. She leaves Joshua, determined to protect her people amidst the widespread destruction and heavy casualties on both sides. Soon after, Howell sends a simple robot across the bridge, which explodes, killing more soldiers. He then sends another walking bomb, but Alfie uses her abilities to disable it. Sadly, McBride appears and shoots Alfie, enraging Joshua, who retaliates and kills him. Another bomb goes off while Howell is asleep, so Joshua escapes with Alfie before the bridge is destroyed in the ensuing battle. Haroon offers to help Joshua find Nirmata to repair Alfie. Meanwhile, Howell rebuilds Cammy, tortures her for information, then kills her again. On the journey, Haroon reveals that Maya finished creating Alfie shortly before the attack and used a picture of her own embryo as a model. This means Alfie is a copy of Joshua's late child. Finally, monks take Alfie to a sacred temple. Joshua asks if this is Diendang, which the monk explains means heaven. Heartbroken, Joshua enters the temple and finds Alfie lying beside Maya's body, which has been sustained by machines for 5 years. Another monk explains that Maya has only survived because of life support systems and is not truly alive. With deep sorrow, Joshua disconnects her life support, apologizing for everything. Moments later, American forces arrive and start killing the Sims nearby. Howell breaks into the temple, aiming to transfer Maya's mind to a chip, holding Joshua at gunpoint. Haroon intervenes, attacking Howell, but both are injured in the ensuing fight. Howell's final act is detonating a bomb, which kills several guards. Joshua takes Alfie and Maya's chip and, with Haroon's support, decides to go after Nomad. Unfortunately, they're quickly caught by the Americans, who separate them as Nomad detonates a bomb in the area. Later, Andrews orders Joshua to kill Alfie at the base, as they can't extract useful data from her. Joshua leans in and whispers to Alfie, causing her vitals to drop, tricking Andrews into thinking she's dead. They escape together, with Alfie using her powers to create a roadblock and crash their transport, giving them enough time to reach the spaceport. Alfie manipulates the boarding systems to board a plane bound for Nomad. When Andrews orders the plane to return, Alfie redirects it toward Nomad, using her powers to bypass guards along the way. Once aboard Nomad, Joshua opens an airlock, creating a vacuum that ejects the guards. He then plants an explosive, triggering Andrews to launch a massive attack on SimCities. Alfie, in a last-ditch effort, intercepts the rockets just before impact, while Joshua's bomb starts its countdown. Alfie takes a wrong turn, stumbling upon a sleeping sim that resembles Maya. She tries to upload Maya's chip, but it doesn't activate. As missiles destroy robot towns outside, Alfie finds Joshua, and they head for an escape pod. However, Andrews, furious, sends a massive octopus-like robot to capture Alfie. Joshua severs the robot's limbs using the pod door, freeing Alfie. In his last attack, Andrews' robot grabs Joshua, but Alfie forces it to release him. Unfortunately, the pod door has been damaged, and the bomb is moments away from detonation. With the countdown almost up, Joshua tells Alfie he'll meet her in heaven, then lets go of the pod, drifting away to face his end. As Nomad is destroyed in the explosion, the missile attacks cease. Alfie's pod lands safely on Earth, where she reunites with the Sims, celebrating their newfound freedom, signaling the dawn of peace and the beginning of a new era. In the final moments of The Creator, we realize this story goes beyond a simple clash between humans and AI. It's about love, redemption, and the choices that shape who we are. Joshua's journey is not just about vengeance, it's a path to healing, where he ultimately discovers that love can transcend even the barriers of life and death. Alfie, symbolizing the future of AI and Maya's legacy, embodies a hopeful vision for peaceful coexistence between humans and machines. With the end of Nomad, a new chapter begins, one where unity and harmony might finally be within reach. And that's a wrap on The Creator. What did you think of this thought-provoking, emotional journey? Do you believe AI could ever evolve as it does in the film? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more movie reviews and recaps, and share this video with friends who are into futuristic thrillers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.